Congregation Shalom, address 7630 North Santa Monica Boulevard, Fox Point 53217. This is the third pass. This is following cabling the drain from the cleanout by the water meter on out to the main. We are cameraing through that same cleanout. We are 146 feet out. We are using the camera without a spacer bushing and with water flowing to be able to better see any areas where water might be pooling. We can't get all the way out to the main without the spacer on the camera head because there's a lip at this joint at 146 feet, and we can't seem to jump it without having a spacer bushing on. So we'll take this first video just to be able to see where the pooling water-ish areas are. Total length is about 160 to the main. Pretty high water here, 132. To 127. Continuing on more to like 126. Pooling water at 108. Stops at 106. Water at 102. That stops at 100. Well, continues actually. We can see some fragments of the clay piping that are sitting in these points. Stops at 99. Is that 103 to 99?
102 to 99.
Yeah. Cooling water at 97. Real brief one, just at that point. Cooling water at 94. Shards of pipe in there, stops at 92. Kind of starts again at 90. Stops at 89. 88 starts at 88. That was just a brief one. Just kind of up and down. 85. Just a brief pool. Large chunk of pipe sitting in the drain at 78, 79. Pooling at 76. Starts at 70, on the downside 76. That was just a brief one. Still some remaining debris and shards of pipe here at 74. stubborn buildup there. Pulling at 53. This one's going to go for a little while. You can see the horizon of the water line above us, probably a couple inches. Pretty long, pretty deep pool here. More sections of hard debris sitting around in the drain, especially at the dip point. Pool stops at about 41. Then we have the cracked up section here, and that kind of the starting point of the fracturing of it is about 34. We can see the open ceiling of the pipe completely gone on the top and upper left quadrant of the pipe. Goes back to 30, about 30, 31. It looks perhaps like the joint on the bottom right quadrant of the pipe has a thin fracture there. Maybe. These are some examples where the joint is a little bit shifted, like at 22. It's just a brief pool, but you can see not quite, the lining of the connection is not quite good yet anymore. Another misalignment at 19. You write those down, 19 and 22. Basically, for reference, the point where we are turning up is at about 9 feet on the counter. Counter is zeroed as where the camera's in the camera reel to simulate the same distances for the cable links. Access from the floor cleanout, right below the meter in the little closet room area. Continuation of the video, this is the fourth pass. This time we have no water flowing and we have the spacer bushing. This is mainly to be able to see structure of the pipe. We're accessing the drain still from the cleanout by the water meter. Main is about 160 feet from that cleanout. We can see a lot of pieces, shards of the cracked up clay sitting in the sewer. Quite a few, in fact. When water is running, these are pooling points. You take note of the footages there. More pipe shard debris. More pipe shard debris. More broken up pipe debris. Larger chunk of pipe sitting there, perhaps. Another large chunk of pipe sitting at 80 feet. This here is still a stubborn blockage or debris buildup that wants to remain. We're at about 73 feet. We've gone through this a couple times pretty thoroughly, and it just doesn't want to chop off there very good. Seems kind of hard. Another large chunk of pipe at about 70 feet sitting in the pipe. Just a lot of greasy waste buildup at that joint. unknown Y connection off to the left. Counter is at about 44 feet. Where you have the real bad fractured pipe, another chunk of pipe clearly sitting in the drain coming from that area. It certainly looks like concrete is what's forming the top of the pipe right now, formed over the pieces that are cracking off. This section again is right underneath the support column by the front wall facing the road. We're inside the building now. Couple of shifted joints there along the way, better viewed from the previous pass without the spacer pushing. Six-inch clay at the bottom, 4-inch riser by the water meter.